Hi guys, it's your girl Yummy.com. Thank you for joining me again, my internet friends. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and overall vibing. It is much appreciated here. We are on another wonderful world of a fan journey. And today we are going to talk about, if you can't tell by my jacket, which this is one of my favorite clothing items. It's my Stadium XBTG like patch jacket that I got. We're talking about KARD. KARD is probably the only actually co-ed group in K-pop. Obviously there's like Coyote and there's been co-ed groups before, but KARD is the current one that's like on top, that is the most known for being a co-ed group. I feel like a lot of people don't like to do co-ed groups because they're scared that they don't even like idols mingling, because they're scared that they're just going to start dating and get pregnant and just get into scandals. And I think that KARD proves that sometimes when you put boys and girls together, they're just siblings who get on each other's last nerve.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Elbow you in the face. Elbow you in the face. Punch you in the face. Next slice.
저게
제이스 오빠, 저랑 소민 오빠, 저랑 소민 오빠,
나 오빠야.
아니요. 며칠 전에 제가 염색하러 갔는데 오빠도 같이 가는 날인데
네.
오빠가 스타일 변신을 해보고 싶다.
네.
그래서 갑자기 그 디자이너 언니한테 이 색깔로 해달라고, 제발 머리 색깔로 해달라고.
네, 여기 있는 것 중에 그냥 골라 가졌어요. 요거 괜찮은 것 같은데.
골라서
네,
다양한 색이 들어있으니까
네, 맞아요.
이 색깔 예쁘네요.
요거 괜찮-
요거 괜찮은
색깔
것
컬러
같은데.
차트처럼.
And it's hilarious. And I think that they proved that very well. We're gonna get into my fan journey. I started to get into KARD because of course, Mr. Matthew himself. I'm literally wearing Big Titty Gang merch, okay?
Gang.
I love when he does that. Like, literally.
A man's got to keep his titties big. You know, you got to have a nice set of titties for, even though you know you're a man. Just keep your man titties. Your
man pecs.
Man pecs big.
It's just, man, how do I explain how I got into KARD because of Matthew? Matthew, Big Matt, BM, whatever you want to call him. He's the California boy. Okay, so there's a show. I was into Eric Nam a lot.
I need you to stay. Please don't let this love die young. Please don't let this love die young. If I'm gonna lose someone, don't let it be you.
And I was aware that Eric Nam created Dive Studios, which I also love. You know, they have a lot of great content over there. And on one of these shows, it's hosted with Ashley Choi from Lady Ko, Pino, and BM. And they literally say the most ridiculous things. I've seen a couple of the long episodes, but I've seen almost all of like the clip outs.
Yeah.
She cries at like the smallest things. I thought it was because she was a grandma, but
She's a water sign.
Okay.
His weaknesses.
Oh,
May
no.
not think enough. That is so true. Brain smooth. Okay.
I'm strong with commitment.
Mm-hmm.
You wrong. You wrong, astrology.
Because they're just always so funny. They say the strangest things, the funniest things. I think one of my favorite actually moments was when they were talking about scrolling late at night, and it's like, oh, she's like all your pictures. He's like, oh, she thinking about you. She thinking about you. Whatever.
That girl just started liking like 5 photos
Yeah.
on your feed
Like
at 2
straight?
a.m. straight.
She
What's
looking
that
for me.
mean?
She
Yeah.
looking for me.
What if they just have insomnia?
And it was just so hilarious. Another thing that actually got me into it, you know, with the whole Dive Studio and all of that, is because they did I forgot what it was called, but it was like a game show of like basically a bunch of different idols coming together, including one of my favorites, Jamie. So I was like, okay, Jamie is here, Eric is here, I have to see what's going on, what this is about.
What's going on? That's your team dance?
And I saw BM and I was like, he's hilarious, but like, I don't know a lot about his music. That's when I started to dig into KARD. KARD is consisted of 4 people. They're 2 boys and 2 girls. They're just the most talented mix of people. Essentially, it's like 2.5 rappers. Jiwoo is a rapper, but she's also a singer. She sings beautifully. So, you know, 2.5 rappers and, you know, a 1.5 singer. I put her as both, so half and half. And they just are very inspiring. Their sound is a lot of like Latin and reggaeton and Afro beats inspired sound. A lot of Latin, I would say, a lot of Latin reggaeton kind of vibes. Like a lot of like things that you go like to, and we love them for it. It's beautiful, it's special, it's delicious. It's a great morsel that they've given us. The first song that I actually heard was Bomb, and I just fell in love with it. And from there on, I just kept watching. Their MVs are so cool. Gunshot is one of the best MVs in K-pop. I stand by that. It is so interesting to watch. It kind of like, it plays with a lot of themes that people are just getting into playing now. Like, KARD is always ahead of the curve. They have never released a title track that didn't just hit different. Like, that wasn't just amazing. They released banger after banger after banger after banger, and even their B-sides are amazing. One of my favorite songs in K-pop is Breakdown. I saw them perform it live. That's another thing. I saw them in concert, but we'll get to that in a second. I saw them perform it live and it was amazing. So the reason why I'm talking about this right now is because KARD had a recent comeback, and I feel like a lot of people are now paying them the attention that they so rightfully deserve, because they are so talented and amazing. And I just wanted to like let people know how I got into KARD, and you know, like that, you know, there are people who like, you know, they're hitting KARD out there, okay? We're not all hidden. But that being said, I did see them at King's Theater. They're another group that's always on tour. I feel like a lot of my faves are either never on tour or always on tour. I feel like 17 is always on tour. I feel like Dreamcatcher is always on tour. I feel like KARD is always on tour. So like, I saw them live at the King's Theater and it was an amazing show. There was you would like, usually when you have a big group, you have like units that pop out because there's just so many people. They're a smaller group, but they still have really cool units. Jiwoo did her beautiful rendition of Take You Down. And, you know, BM has his few songs that are particularly wild and spicy. It brings me to the thought of like, it's so funny because people heard this Icky song, and we'll get to that in a second, but it's just so funny because like, that's not even Icky. BM and Icky is tame still. And then they have a breakout stage with J-Sef and Somin that is so beautiful and I love. They're also like one of the best groups to watch like perform. They also had I Did the High Touch, it was great, but they're one of the best groups to watch perform. I think that they're so uniquely special in that way. I feel like they're all the groups that I like have super things in common. They're crazy, so that's like, you know, they're just wild in personality, and they're amazing performers. Like they're just amazing to watch live, like, and they eat CDs. So I'm talking KARD, BTS, 17, Dreamcatcher, like ATEEZ, Astro. All of the groups that I really, really, really love are like, they are performers to the core, and that's one of the reasons why I love KARD. The newest comeback, ITZY, is so catchy and such an earworm, and it just makes me love them more. And I'm so glad that other people are starting to realize that they're so catchy and earwormy, and like it's just so it gets into your bones, especially if you speak English, because BMs, I have been walking around the streets of New York saying situation like it's sticky, whoa, a lot. I've also been saying, got you inside, and said you want more than the tip. I ain't talking about God and darling, my is wild. Like, it's the wildest thing. And everyone's like, oh my God, this is so raunchy and wild for K-pop. But I'm like, have you heard what BM says on a regular basis? Need, I'm providing it. That's around a bigger spine with it. I can be a little rough, or I can be polite with it. How your toes curl up when I slide in it. I'm a ghost, I'm a green in the ocean. Get on top and ride it like it's stolen. Throw it back like shots during spring break. And you know that we gon' hit it on the spring break. This is the same man who used a mask metaphor as pissing yourself.
Wearing a mask. You guys ever seen that picture? You guys ever seen that picture someone posted? I seen it on the gram. So, it's like this. You see two naked people, right? Two naked people. One, they're standing right in front of each other. Two naked men. One takes a piss. Where's that piss gonna go? It's gonna go all over the guy in front of him, right? But say the other guy wears pants. Say the other guy wears pants. So the guy pissing on the guy wearing the pants, he's going to get pissed on him, but some of it, the pants are going to protect him from it, right? But say the dude who's taking a piss wears pants. Then he's just pissing himself. He's keeping all that piss to himself. No piss gets on the other person. All the piss just stays on. That's how masks are.
This is the man who actively puts his friend idols in a big titty committee. Like, you guys, literally the whole music video, and everyone was like, I wonder what that green goop stands for. I'm like, it's guys, it's okay, like, duh. But like, it's just everyone is so shocked right now by KARD, and I just think I'm finding it funny and giggly, because I'm like, again, this is not the by worst I mean, you know, like, most innuendo that they've done, and also that like this is just so them to like gain like so many people's eyes by just being them unapologetically, and it also proves that co-ed groups should exist, because more than performers, they also are amazing dancers. And something that I love about them is that the men are not afraid to do like feminine dance moves, and the women eat up the masculine moves.
원한다면 come get a test. 신호를 보낸 눈빛에서 있네 you thirsty, I'm thirsty for this.
Like they do both, and it's like this fluid moment that is always amazing. And they're able to do partner work. Like everyone was throwing a fit about Enhypen's Bite Me choreo, but like the partner work was my favorite part of that. And KARD does it all the time.
My baby, my Valentine, yeah. You know you can make you a temperature days. If you leave me a good time, that's fine. You are like the oxygen I need to survive. Let's get along. Every time we come around, we're the ones they talk about. Turn it up and don't turn it down. Move your body, move your body, move your body. Don't think about it. Body to body, 짧은 그 순간이. It's tick. Do you wanna return the line? You got your bumpies.
So that's kind of my fan journey with KARD up until like now, their new comeback. And with that being said, I'm Yummy.com.
Stand KARD.
I'll be back, so stay tuned, my internet friends.